Most people over 40 are exercising completely wrong, and the scary part is they don't even realize it. What used to work in your 20s can now quietly slow your metabolism, strain your joints, and block results, even if you're working hard. In this video, I'll show you exactly what's going wrong and what actually works after 40. Hey, I'm Lawrence Fitbody, and a few years ago, even though I was over 40 and working out consistently, my body started fighting back. The harder I trained, the more joint pain I had. My results slowed down. My energy just kept dropping. So I did what most people do. I added more cardio. I lifted heavier. I pushed harder, thinking that was the answer. But honestly, it just made things worse. I really thought, okay, this must just be what getting older feels like. Then I discovered something that completely changed how I trained. Not more effort, but a smarter approach, designed for how the body actually works after 40. Once I made that shift, the pain eased up. My strength came back. And for the first time in a long time, my body actually started responding again. That's why I share this, so you don't waste years making the same mistakes I did. Here's the thing. Most people over 40 don't need more workouts. They need better ones. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 5 exercises that matter more than anything else after 40. Not for burning calories, not for looking shredded, but for strength, balance, joint health, and staying independent. These aren't flashy. They're not complicated. And honestly, most people either skip them or do them completely wrong. We'll go through them step by step, and by the end, you'll understand why doing more workouts after 40 often makes things worse, and what actually works instead. So let's start with the mistake almost everyone makes without realizing it. Why exercise stops working after 40. Here's something nobody really explains clearly. After 40, your body doesn't respond to exercise the same way it used to. Not because you're lazy, not because you're broken, but because your nervous system, your joints, and your recovery capacity change. Most people just keep doing what they've always done. Too much cardio, ignoring strength that actually supports real life, training muscles instead of movements, pushing intensity without building stability first. And the result? Knee pain, back pain, tight hips, weak legs, poor balance, and maybe the most frustrating part, slower progress, even though you're putting in more effort. So if you're wondering, okay, then what should I actually be doing? That's where these 5 exercises come in. Exercise number 1, step-ups, real-life strength. Most people lose first. Step-ups look simple, and that's exactly why most people underestimate them. After 40, strength isn't just about how much weight you can lift. It's about whether your body can support itself on one leg, without panic, pain, or compensation. And step-ups test that better than almost anything. Think about it. Every time you climb stairs, step up onto a curb, get into a car, or catch yourself after a misstep, you're relying on single-leg strength and stability. And here's the part most people don't realize until it's gone. After 40, that ability fades faster than almost anything else, if you don't train it on purpose. That's why step-ups matter so much. Why most workouts miss this. A lot of workouts feel productive, but they avoid this kind of strength completely. Machines do the work for you. They lock you into a fixed path and remove balance from the equation. Walking relies mostly on momentum. One foot just falls forward to catch the other. Running repeats the same pattern over and over. If something's weak, it stays weak, just faster. None of that truly challenges your ability to lift your body using one leg while staying stable. But daily life does. And when your body isn't prepared for daily life, that's when knees start hurting. Confidence drops, balance feels shaky, and movement becomes cautious. Step-ups bridge that gap between exercise and real movement. Why most people do step-ups wrong. This is where things usually go sideways. Most people turn step-ups into a rushed cardio move instead of a strength exercise. They bounce off the back leg, They use momentum instead of muscle. They choose steps that are way too high, and they rush through the movement. It looks impressive, but it doesn't teach the body anything useful. In fact, rushing step-ups teaches your nervous system that movement is unstable, which is the opposite of what we want after 40. How to do step-ups the right way. After 40, here's where the shift happens. Instead of asking, "How many can I do?" ask, "Can I do one really well?" Start with a low step, about 6 to 10 inches. Lower isn't weaker. Lower is smarter. Place your entire foot on the step. No hanging the heel off the edge. As you step up, press through the heel. Let the knee track forward naturally. Stand fully tall at the top. Pause for a second. Then step down slowly, under control. No dropping, no rushing. And if balance feels shaky, hold a wall or chair. That's not cheating. That's intelligence. You're teaching your nervous system that movement is safe again. Why this matters more than you think. Here's the part most people miss. That slow, controlled feeling? That's not weakness. That's your body learning to trust itself again. After 40, strength your body trusts, protects your joints, improves balance, reduces fear of movement, and carries over into everything else you do. Fast strength looks good. Trusted strength keeps you independent. And once you feel that difference, once control beats momentum, you start noticing the next big issue most people have. They're not even using the right muscles in the first place. Which brings us to the next mistake. Exercise number 2. Glute kickbacks. Waking up muscles that have gone silent. Most people assume weak legs come from weak thighs. That's what we're taught. But after 40, that's rarely the real issue. The real problem is quieter, and way more important. Sleeping gluts. Your gluts are the biggest, strongest muscles in your body. They're meant to power your steps, protect your knees, support your lower back, and keep you upright. But years of sitting, limited movement, and pain avoidance slowly teach the brain to stop using them properly. They don't disappear. They just go offline. And when that happens, your body doesn't stop moving. It just finds other muscles to do the job. What happens when the gluts go quiet? When your gluts aren't firing the way they should, your lower back starts doing work it wasn't built for. Your knees take extra stress with every step. Your hips tighten and shorten your stride. Your posture starts collapsing forward. Walking feels less stable and more tiring. Over time, it turns into a chain reaction. Pain leads to less movement. Less movement leads to more weakness. And weakness makes pain more likely. Glut kickbacks help break that cycle. Why glut kickbacks matter after 40. They look almost too simple. No sweat, no heavy weight, no dramatic movement. But that's the point. They're not about exhaustion. They're about reconnecting your brain to the right muscle. Most workouts focus on muscles. Glut kickbacks focus on connection. They tell your brain, this is the muscle we want first. And once that connection comes back, everything else improves. Common mistakes. This is where people usually lose the benefit. They swing the leg. They arch the lower back to lift higher. They rush just to feel something. When that happens, the gluts never really work. The lower back tightens. The hip flexors take over, and the pattern stays broken. The right way to do. Glut kickbacks after 40. Stand behind a sturdy chair or counter. Lightly hold it for balance. Stand tall. Engage your core gently. Now lift one leg straight back. Not up, not high, just back. Keep the pelvis still. Avoid arching the lower back. Squeeze the glut at the top. Pause for a second or two, then lower slowly. That pause matters. That's where the brain learns. This feels easy. And why that's good. A lot of people think, this feels too easy to matter. But easy to control means safe for joints, safe for your nervous system, repeatable day after day. And repeatability is where progress comes from after 40. You don't need to destroy your body to rebuild it. You need to teach it how to move correctly again. Once the gluts wake up, movement feels smoother. Walking feels lighter. Standing up feels easier. And now your body is ready for something powerful. An exercise that builds strength, posture, and support without stressing your joints at all. Exercise number 3. Glute bridges. Strength without joint stress. After 40, your body needs strength, but it needs it without punishment. That's where glut bridges come in. They strengthen your gluts, your hips, the muscles that support your lower back, and the muscles that help you stand taller. And they do all of that without loading your spine. That's why they're so effective. Now, most people mess this one up without realizing it. They arch their lower back. They push through their toes. They rush the reps just to feel something. When that happens, the wrong muscles take over. Here's the setup that actually works. Lie on your back. Knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Before you lift anything, tighten your gluts first. Then lift your hips until your body forms a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. Pause for a second. Lower slowly. You should feel this in your hips, not your spine. If you've ever noticed you feel stronger lying down than standing up, that's not random. That's your body telling you something important. It wants support before intensity. And that brings us to a muscle almost nobody trains directly, but everyone relies on. Exercise number 4. Seated band abductions, the invisible balance protector. Most falls don't happen because someone trips. They happen because the body can't stabilize fast enough. That stability comes from the side glutes. These muscles keep your hips level. They protect your knees. And they help you recover if you stumble. When they weaken, walking becomes a controlled fall from step to step. That's why this exercise matters so much. Seated band abductions train stability without fear. No standing, no balance anxiety, no joint stress. Here's how to do them. Sit tall in a chair. Place a resistance band around your knees. Slowly press your knees outward. Pause. Then return with control. That's it. It's a small movement, but the impact is huge. Have you ever noticed someone who kind of wobbles when they walk? This is often why. And now we get to the exercise most people rely on, but often misunderstand. Exercise number 5. Walking, done correctly. Walking is good, but walking alone isn't enough after 40. Here's what most people don't realize. Walking mainly uses momentum, forward motion, very low muscle activation. What it doesn't do very well is build strength, preserve power, maintain balance on its own. That's why people can walk every single day and still feel weaker year after year. The fix isn't stopping walking. The fix is supporting walking with strength. When you combine walking with the exercises we just covered, your stride improves. Your joints feel safer. Your body moves with confidence again. Think of walking as practice. Strength training is preparation. So let's connect the dots. Most people over 40 aren't exercising wrong because they're doing bad exercises. They're exercising wrong because they're skipping stability, ignoring single leg strength, training intensity before control, using a younger body's rulebook. These 5 exercises, step-ups, glute kickbacks, glut bridges, seated abductions, walking, done right. They rebuild the foundation your body needs before anything else works. And when that foundation is strong, pain decreases, confidence comes back, progress speeds up, movement starts to feel safe again. You don't need more workouts. You need the right ones, done consistently. Simple call to action. If this helped you see exercise differently, go ahead and subscribe. Everything on this channel is designed to help your body work with you, not against you, after 40. Before you go, there's one more thing you need to understand. Everything we talked about today, the right exercises, control, stability, waking up the right muscles, None of it works if you're making this one mistake next. And almost everyone over 40 is doing it. Every single week, thinking they're being disciplined. It's not about which exercises you do. It's about how often you're doing them. And what happens to your body between workouts. Because here's the uncomfortable truth most people never hear. Training too often after 40 can undo the benefits of the right exercises. It quietly increases joint pain, slows recovery, and keeps your body stuck in survival mode instead of getting stronger. In the next video, I break down exactly how often you should be exercising after 40, why more workouts backfire, and the simple schedule that helps your body finally respond again. If today's video helped you see exercise differently, you really don't want to miss that one. Click the video on your screen now. It's the missing piece most people never fix.